All right, so we are now down to the last part of these presentation. So allow me to finish this one now. So bali apat po. No, this is the part 4 already. Okay. Now, so for part 4, we begin with this slide. Yan, one moment. Let me just actually go through. Okay. All right. So, um, tignan natin yung basic arguments ng new public service. Okay? Number one is serve citizens and not customers. We already discussed this. No? The new public service does not reject good customer service. In fact, requirement talaga yan. Of course, government should be responsive, but the citizen is more than a customer. Again, ulitin ko lang po, a customer would ask, what service can you give? However, a citizen can also ask, how can I participate in deciding what government should do? That is why public interest under new public service is not simply the sum of individual preferences. It emerges through the dialogue about shared values. Pangalawa, okay, value citizenship and public service. Okay. Okay. Yan. So, new public management admired entrepreneurship. It wanted public managers to innovate, take initiative, and produce results. However, new public service says innovation is useful. Tama din naman. But don't forget what makes public administration public. A government agency is not simply another corporation. Its purpose is not to earn profit, and it exists within a democratic system and therefore has obligations towards citizenship, participation, accountability, and public service. So, we should not evaluate a public administrator merely by asking, magaling ba siyang manager? We should also ask, magaling ba siyang public servant? May pinagkaiba kasi ang manager at public servant. Pangatlo, you have to think strategically and act democratically. Anong ibig sabihin po noon? Okay? This is an important concept because new public service is not saying consult everyone about everything and forget about planning. Hindi po. Government still needs strategy. Kailangan din po niya ng expertise and even leadership. No? So, when policies affect communities, implementation should recognize collective action and democratic participation. Okay? So, you can be strategic without becoming authoritarian. You can have expertise without assuming that experts should decide alone, no? Pang-apat, okay? Hindi po simple ang accountability. Under new public management, accountability can sometimes look straightforward. Did you achieve your target? Yes or no? Did you meet your performance indicator? The new public service says public sector accountability is more complicated. A public administrator is accountable to law, elected officials, professional standards, and ethical principles, as well as community values, citizens, and constitutional norms. Now, you try to imagine, okay, your performance target tells you to process 100 cases per day. But one case requires additional attention because a vulnerable citizen may be denied due process. Do you simply say, sorry ha, hindi ako pwedeng mag-extend sa'yo kasi may target ako? Of course not, no? Government cannot reduce accountability just to hit the targets, okay? And lastly, serve rather than steer. The administrator should help citizens articulate shared interests and work toward them. So, kung ang NPM no imagines that the administrator as a manager is steering the society, the new public service imagines the administrator more as a facilitator of democratic governance. And that prepares us for our next framework. Okay? Now, let's proceed with NPG, or the New Public Governance and Network Perspective. Okay? Dito, isinisilang na naman ang another question. What if government itself cannot solve modern public problems, modern public problems alone? Now, I would like to introduce New Public Governance or NPG. So from NPA to NPM to NPS, now NPG. Okay? This is associated more on the work of Stephen Osborne. Okay? Dito, binago ng NPG yung unit of analysis po natin. So instead of looking only at a government agency, we begin looking at networks of organizations and actors. Okay? Look at the diagram, class. Okay. Here at the center is yung state na tinatawag natin. Again, what is a state? Nabanggit ko siya sa previous lesson po natin. A state is a community of persons, more or less numerous, permanently occupying a definite portion of territory, independent of external control, and possessing an organized government to which the great body politic renders habitual obedience. Okay, nandoon na yung four elements of the state. But you have to notice that the government, in this case, the state, okay, is not alone. Around it are yung private firms, non-profit organizations, the CSOs, the citizens, the local government units, and even the attached national agencies. Bakit? Because many contemporary problems cross organizational boundaries. For example, disaster response. Pagkatapos ng malakas na bagyo, for example, si Typhoon Emong noong 2025, sino yung usually na kumikilos? Hindi ba ang DILG, ang DSWD, ang mga local government units, ang barangay, ang PNP, ang BFP, may mga private companies din po tayo, may mga simbahan din na tumutulong, may mga NGOs katulad ng Angat Buhay, 'di ba? May mga volunteer groups at tayong mga tao din. So, sometimes, ano, itanong natin, sino ba talaga ang namamahala sa disaster response? Ang sagot diyan, hindi na lang ang pamahalaan. But a more accurate response is the disaster response is actually governed by a network of public and non-state actors who are participating in the governance. And that is the distinction between government and governance. May malaking pinagkaiba po ang governance at ang government. Okay? Now, the government refers primarily to formal state institutions. Government is much broader. It concerns the process through which collective problems are addressed, often involving actors inside and outside the organization or even the government. Okay? Now, a short application. I will just leave this one as your reading activity so that you could actually better understand this one. Okay. Now, to summarize or to sum it up, my dear friends, this is the last part of my discussion already. Okay. We began with the classical assumption that politics and administration could be separated. Okay? Naintindihan natin yan kay Wilson at kay Goodnow. Yeah, the politics could decide, administration implements. Tapos pumasok si Waldo and he challenged this assumption. Sinabi niya sa atin, administration cannot escape values simply by calling itself technical. And tama nga din naman. No? In fact, sabi po niya, administrators um, exercise discretion. Okay? They interpret the policy. They distribute benefits and burdens. Therefore, administration inevitably encounters questions of power, values, democracy, and public interest. Then papasok si Appleby and he confirms something similar from practice. Administrators inevitably participate in policy because they possess discretion, expertise, and information from implementation. No? Then Simon attacks traditional public administration from another direction. Ang sabi po niya, if you want to call this as a science, then become more rigorous. Ihiwalay empirically ang mga testable propositions mula sa mga value judgments. No? Pag-aralan ng maigi ang administrative behavior. We should recognize bounded reality. So, dito, mas nagkaroon pa ng unresolved tensions. Waldo asked us to confront values. Simon asked us to strengthen empirical rigor. At doon natin na mas naunawaan ang NPA, tas biglang naging NPM, and then naging NPS, tapos kayo nagkaroon ng new public governance. So after all, ano dapat ang naintindihan natin? Public administration has never settled one fundamental questions na what makes administration good? Hindi lang yun. Hindi sapat yun. Ang dapat na tanong is good administration the most efficient or the most scientifically rational? Or is it the most equitable, the most democratic, etc.? Okay. Now, to end my discussion, you have to remember this older argument. Public administration is never merely about how government works. It's also about what government should value, whom it should serve, and how public government ought to be exercised. And that is the argument Waldo helped us um, force the discipline to confront. Okay? So I think that's just it for lesson 3. Finally, nakatapos na rin tayo ng isang lesson, no? Again, apologies for not being able to complete these discussions via face-to-face discussions. Alam niyo naman ang schedule natin. But our dean has assured us already that we will find ways in order for us to actually fix the schedules kasi ang expectation po lahat po dapat ng mga professional courses po ninyo, katulad ng subjects ko po sa inyo, ay full face-to-face na po dapat. Okay? So, iyan ano silang basit. We are trying our best to find um, the best alternative and of course the schedules na pwede na po nating i-cover para po makapag face-to-face na po tayo. Okay? So, I will be going through the next lesson. Magle-lesson 4 na po ako para po masundan po nating lahat at nang mas maunawaan po natin yung ating discussions po. No? Para pag nagkita-kita po tayo, again, ang nakakalungkot lang po kasi sa Friday na naman, August 21, wala na namang pasok. Okay? So, kaya kailangan na natin maghabol pa ng lessons po natin. So, maraming salamat po sa inyong cooperation at pangunawa. At sana mas magkaroon pa tayo ng meaningful discussions, hindi lamang sa mga video recorded lectures po natin. So, mali, agyamanak po, and thank you for your time, and we'll see each other again in the next discussions ahead of us. Thank you so much, and goodbye for now.